Okay, so here I just quickly review the previous code here, okay, so that you'll understand maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Like, so what we have here actually, let me minimize this quickly. Sorry. Yes, so the student management system is my project. Okay, the student is my app. In the student management system, I have settings and URLs, everything. I included my student URLs, app URL. Okay, so mainly here in the student app, I'm having views and URLs and models. These three files are important for me right now. In the models, currently I created student model with these fields like name, email, password, subject, mobile. Okay, so now this model, and in the URLs, I am having ORM URL. When I run the server, it will go to the ORM function. In this ORM function, I'm just doing nothing, just rendering the request of home.html template, where I have the template folder. And in the home.html file, I have defined my requirement of the home page, like student name, email, password, and subject and mobile number. I am reading it from the front end. I am displaying it. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so here I'm just having a button called submit. Okay, that button name is display student. Once I click this display student, right, actually here I need to change right now. What is that actually? Save student. Okay, when I'm taking the data, first thing is save the data, right? Not display. Save student. Okay, this changes is required. Once I click this save student button, right, so really that student data must be stored in my database or maybe in my system server. That's all. Okay, now I just change this as save student action also. Okay, now this action part where I have linked in our, no, this action part I have linked in, this is a URL part, right? This is I linked in URL that like 8000 slash save student will be. When I click this button, it will take to that URL, and that URL I should map. Okay, that is in the views actually. Flow, don't miss, guys. Okay, this is the important flow. Now go to student URLs right now, and instead of display student, make it as save student. Simple. Okay, and uh, for this particular save student URL, I have here student data function in my views function, views.py. Here I am doing the processing, like I am reading all those things coming from home page, like request is name, and request.post email, request.post word password, request.post subject, request.post mobile. Then this much already we know. And what we did here, I am creating the object for the student model. Okay, for this model, we have created object as simple as normal Python object, how we are able to create same way, like class name, parentheses, just class name, parentheses. We are not passing any parameters inside this. Okay, once we are creating just a object, using that object variable, we are assigning the data. Okay, like this, name, I think here, yeah. So here, student object dot name. Okay, I just show you one more time here, only with one thing, like student object dot. When you press, you can see in the student object, whatever the student in the student model, whatever the fields you define, that fields are coming to this object. Actually, it's present in the object, so that you can get it like student object dot name, and for that name you'll be assigning whatever the name you are getting from the front end, right? That I am doing here. Name is equal to name. Same way, right? Other things also. here student object dot email, email student object dot password, password student object dot subject, subject student object dot mobile, mobile. All the data I am fetching and storing according to our model fields. Okay. After that, now real part comes to, like real ORM parts going to come into the picture with this, like ORM, how it will act between our views and models. I mean database, right? It will be interacting, right? So now using some functions, ORM functions. See, object dot save function I am using. This save function is going to save the data, whatever the object data I'm storing. From that object, it will store the data into the database save function. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. Student dot save. After that, I'm just having a HTTP response. Student data saved successfully. Just confirmation message I'm displaying. Okay, so this message we can display dynamically also. That we'll learn later. Now this much we have done actually so far. Now I just execute this, and currently I'll open my MySQL. Okay, in the student DB, that student table, what data I have. Okay, I'll check, and I will try to add one more now. Okay. Yeah, so let me query this. Select, you have to use the DB, right? What is the DB name? Student DB. Okay, so now select star from student underscore student, right? Yeah, so that previous day we have stored one student data. Okay, like ID is one, name is Manish, email something, password something, subject something, mobile something here. Now I have to run the server, and let us see, can I able to store one more or many more, right? Let's check now. Open this, server is up and ready now. Now I am getting my home page with this data. Let me have now, okay. Some random student data I am updating here. Okay, is from machine learning. Mobile number I am applying randomly. Okay, now save student, when I click, right, it should be able to store into my database. That is the first CRUD operation, like creating, storing. Let apply. Yeah, it's saying the student data saved successfully. Can I verify it? Of course, go to backend database and check it. This thing, just for understanding I'm doing, this you can check through the Django admin site also, that I'll show you. Okay, now execute this. Yes, the data is really stored. Now this is the creation part. Now from this point, we'll jump to the next point. Like now I have this many records, I have to fetch it and display it. This is the next point, right? Let's go back here. Now, when some requirement comes, you have to analyze that what are the things I want to do it, what are the flow I have to apply it, right? You have to understand that basically, like in the real-time environment, what happens, coding takes like your 30% of time means analysis, and understanding takes 70% of your time. If you like invest your 70% of your time to analyze and understand your problem and your requirement clearly, then within 30% of your time you can complete it. If you make mistake in the understanding, if you put 70% of your effort and time, you can't complete it. Okay, that is important thing, right? Now what we have to do right now, first thing is like, okay, okay, right now we are in the view function. Now for displaying, I want to create one display function. First thing, yes or no? That display function must be mapped with one URL. That is one thing. And for displaying, I want one template. Whatever the data I'll pull out, that should be come in the template, maybe table format. How many records will be there? Everything should come in the table format. This is the requirement. 3 things I want to do now. That's it. One is create a function. In that function, you pull out the data from the database by using ORM methods. And that data you send to the where? Template. In the template, you display it however you want. Okay, this is the thing. Understanding? Okay, let's do this now. Why so early? Okay. Okay, now tell me how I can do def display student. Keep naming should be matching names like display underscore student. Okay, and request. Okay, request. Now, tell me this which request you are going to get actually. Once you click some button, it is going to come actually, right? Maybe let's come back to my home page now. Okay. Okay, let's come back to home page here. What happened? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let it be. Now, yeah, here we'll do some changes also. Okay, what I'll do, I will create here one button also, display student. Okay, now once I click that button, it should take me to the display. Correct. That is what I want. Now, I'll open the home page right now. Home page. And okay, I'll create. I'll create new HTML file in the directory template called display student. Let's do this first. Display student. Okay, student, display student. Okay. Student list are below, something like this. I'll give. Okay. Now go to views. Now, this request I have to check now whether this request is post request or get request. Okay. Once the user click on that button, display button, it should display. That means it should be post request. Okay. For that, what I will do, condition I have to check here. If request, okay, dot method. Okay. We have to check the method. HTTP method is equals post. If request dot method equals post, then only I have to process. Okay. So now if the display request is post, then what I'll do, I will go to the database, right? I'll go to the database and fetch the data. Fetch the data, and I should send the data to the display HTML. Okay, that is the thing, right? So now, if it is a other than this, like not a post request, if it is a get request, means I have to just render that HTML page, simple HTML page, right? So now for that, what I will do, return render request. Okay. Okay. So now what's happening? Return, render, request, display student at HTML. It is a get request. It will go here. Okay. If it is not post request, first it will take this actually. Okay. So now let me create URL also here. We'll define the path here. Path display hyphen student. Okay. For this path, we'll go here views dot display student function. Okay. Come on. Okay. So now let's go back to here. Okay. And if we go here and give the display hyphen student, if I first time enter, it is a get request, right? Observe student lists are below. Get request. Just template I'm rendering. That's it. I'm not processing anything. Okay. So now here what I'll do in this page only, I will put display button also, right? I have to put display button also. Then once user clicks on this display button, it has to, that time it will become post request, and I have to go and get the data and display. Okay, let's do this now. Go to display student and create form. Oh, action display. Okay, I will not give here any action. It will be in the same URL as of now. Here, what we will do, we will create one button first of all, right? That is like input type is equal to submit, and what is the name? Value display student. Name of the button, right? Now, once I click this, it should reflect here actually. Display student here. Once I click this, it should do some perform action, right? I mean, I have to link this button to now here in my views.py, right? Now let us talk about post request. Once I click this, I have to go and fetch the data from the database. Now, how will you get it actually? Now, storing the data time, I have created an object and stored it. Now I want to get the data means I have to interact through the objects only. Means whatever the records are stored, everything is a object in this sense, in this context. Whatever the record you'll store, everything is object in the Django ORM. Okay. Now you'll be taking like this. Maybe student object. Okay. Or I can make it as simple like result is equal to student dot, okay, objects. Okay. In the student table, if you go and check here, it is containing many objects. That means each row is one object. Okay. That is the meaning. That means I'm telling go to student table, fetch all the objects. Okay, that is the code meaning. Dot all, that is the function. Dot all is a method. Go to student table, fetch all the objects. That is the meaning. That's it. Okay. This command, this line, go to the table and get all the function records or objects. Okay. Once it is done, you can send here as a context, right? Or maybe you can create a data dictionary, right? Data dictionary like students colon result. Okay, here you send the data. Okay, that's it. Now let's go back here. I mean, yeah, cannot access local reliable data where it is not associated with a value. Okay. Let's do some modification in the student dot display dot student, right? Display student HTML. Now we know that some condition detail code we can write here, right? Yes or no? Now I'll write here some condition, if condition. What is the thing I'm sending here in the views? Data, right? That I'll check here. How to do that? If data, right? Then only I am going to sorry, just a minute. Control statement, right? If like this, you have to check. Correct. Now, if data is coming from the that views, then you are going to display it. You are going to display it. For displaying now, many records are there. I want to go with loop. Correct. Now, what I will do? I will first create table. First, I will create table. Let's go for that table. Okay, and put border also. Border is equal to 1. Then inside this table, I will go for loop, right? For loop. Percentage for. Okay, before that for loop, I can have a header, right? That header is fixed one. For that, no for loop is required. T-head, we have done this earlier also. In the T-head, TH. What are the data I want? ID, I mean student ID, and TH, student name, and email, and sorry, password. Do I require to display password? Not required, I feel. Let display now, right? Password. Okay. Then what else? Mobile. Subject is there. Okay. Subject, then mobile, right? Okay. Then mobile. Okay. So all the headers I defined. Now go to T body. Correct. Table body. Okay. Here you go for loop. Oh, percentage for student in data. Okay. Percentage yeah, close this. Now that student each data I have to put into the record, I mean rows. All right. That you define now. TR. Inside the TR, TD. Here you have to do here this one, referring the variable, this double curly braces, right? Student dot, have to get everything now, ID, okay? Then student dot name, then I'm pressing Control D, it is duplicating me. Email, student dot password, then student dot subject, then student dot mobile. Okay, everything is fine. At last, after the TR, I have to close the for loop. Okay, close the for loop. What is the command? End for. End for. After that, we have opened the if, right? Have to close the if also after the T table. After the table, close the if also. Okay. So curly braces, percentage, end if, then percentage curly brace. Okay. Yeah, it looks good now. Let's go back here. Then refresh. Oh, sorry. Slash, sorry, display student cannot access local variable data, still it's coming. It's showing problem in view, right? Data. Anything I'm missing over there? Check. Data, correct. Okay, I got it. I understood this. What is the main problem here means when I am, how this is working, first of all, when I'm sending this request first time, right? See here, slash display student. This is the first request means get request. When I'm using get request, it is coming here and it is checking request is post or not. It's saying that it's not post, get means it is coming here. That time data is not there, right? That is the mistake I'm doing. So remove this here. Okay. Here you have to define one more time, return for the post. For the get, it will just send me the display HTML. That's it. For the post only, I will get the data. Correct? Now, return render request. Okay. Is it comma? Display student dot HTML. I'm sending to same page actually, but really what happens, we are going to redirect to different page actually. Okay. But right now I'm sending to same page with the data. We'll do that, optimize that later part. Okay. That going to make sense now. Let's do this once again. Slash display student. Now, see, you have to understand root case. What is the problem? When get request, data will not come, right? So that I have made the changes here. Okay. Now, let's click this display student. Action is not happening because we are not linked the action in that. Where? Here. You have to link action also. What is the action it should perform? Same action in the same view, right? The same action it has to perform. It is linked to URL called display student only. Okay. So let's give that action. Understanding? Okay. Cool. Now refresh. Okay. Maybe we'll come back from the home page. This is my home page, right? Then this is the display student. Then click now display student. The URL is not taking properly, right? We'll map that properly now. We can do one more thing. Here, we can, for display purpose, right? Okay, we can do this one. Yeah. After saving the data, okay, after saving the data, we'll render to the, I'll remove this now. I'll open this return render. Okay. Instead of display.html rendering here, I will render to display.student. That, give me a second. HTML. Okay. Yeah, no need to send that to front end. Okay. Now save this. Okay. In the home.html, we are save student. Okay. It will come here, save the data, and it will go to display.student. Okay. Get HTML will take you. It will render this also. Let's go back, refresh. Okay. Click student date. Okay. We are facing URL problem. I think what I have to do. Where is this? Okay. Okay, for this no option. For this display student action. Fine. What's happening? The URLs here. Function render the site. Display this. This is Sometimes this routing will be going to give me problem. This is very data. Display underscore student. This display underscore student. Let me try this way. This display action here display display. Okay. It's not coming. Okay. But data is not coming now. Okay, there is some mapping issue. We'll check it tomorrow class, okay? I'm not able to find out right now. If you explore like how we can do that, okay? Maybe I made some outline on the starting point on the problem. No, it should work actually, but it's not taking URL action properly, okay? I'll check it and come with the solution tomorrow. Okay. So we'll complete the today, like we'll stop here. We'll meet you tomorrow, guys. Okay.